It's Sunday, the day of rest. The doorbell just rang. Probably will hurry up then. On the way! Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, ma'am.
Well, Colonel Littlefield isn't back from services yet, but come on in. May I take your cabin?
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Would you like a glass of water before Morgan gets here?
No, thank you.
He'll be here in a minute. How long have you been stationed at Camp Lejeune?
18 months, mostly with 2nd Battalion.
And before that?
Vietnam.
Married?
No, ma'am.
How many tours in Vietnam?
2.
Did Morgan tell me you have a law degree?
I've been serving as a judge advocate on both sides of the table for the last year. Court-martials just sort of fell into it. I don't have a law degree. The court doesn't require it. Just a good knowledge of the uniform code of military justice.
Business been good?
Too darn good. That's why I'm here. Camp's in bad shape. The colonel wants answers. Not that I have any.
You're a Mustanger, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
So is Morgan. Always admire that. Up from the ranks.
If the offer still stands, I will take a glass of water, ma'am.
Good. I'd have porridge and lemonade, but I'm waiting till the skipper gets here to pull out the big guns. Sorry he's not back yet. Well, after the church services... You weren't at services, were you, Captain?
No.
Morgan started talking into the new chaplain. Have you met him yet?
No, ma'am.
His name is White.
I've seen it posted.
He's Lutheran. Tell me again, what do Lutherans believe?
That they're not Catholics.
Very good. I believe you just summarized every Protestant religion.
Yes, ma'am.
He seems nice, the chaplain. Met him this morning. Morgan's trying to instill something in the fellow, not sure what. Anyway, that's why he's late. I'm sure there's something you'd rather be doing. Oh, talking to the CEO's wife on a Sunday? You watch football?
I do not.
You're better off. I want you to have something in common with my son. Ah, look at that, excuse me. His pictures must have fallen over. That's better.
Nice face. What's his name?
Joe. I'm reading a book. Very interesting. Do you read much?
I read.
It's called Future Shock. Have you heard of it?
Sure. It's a bestseller.
Describes the future as something that's hitting us like a truck.
All right.
What's funny?
I don't know. The future hasn't done anything to me.
Wait a while. Now, who's this and where's Morgan? Well, Chaplain, how are you doing?
Excellent.
Lovely service, by the way.
You're very kind. Thank you, Mrs. Littlefield.
Oh, please call me Meg. Where's Morgan?
Right there. He's just talking to his driver.
It's called a vacuum, and I'm tired of it smelling like hot dogs. And another thing,
Oh, him and that driver. That man's gonna be his ruin. Well, let's not wait on him. Come in. Do you know Captain King?
No. This is our first encounter. I'm new to base. How do you do, Captain King? A real pleasure.
Nice to meet you, Chaplain.
Just gave my first sermon.
Congratulations.
It was lovely.
Went over like a lead balloon.
It did not.
Next week will be better. I will ingratiate myself. Did I see what services this week?
No,
You go elsewhere.
I don't go.
Well, I'm surprised. Usually a man in combat ribbons takes Sunday seriously.
Would you like some lemonade, Chaplain?
I certainly would. Mind if I sit?
Please.
Well, isn't this nice? Invited to the CO's residence. I'm from Alabama. You?
D.C.
What part?
You know D.C.?
No.
Downtown.
Where's that in relation to the White House?
You can't get there from there.
I get it. You're giving it to me, aren't you? That was a remark. Good for you. Ought to come by next week. Might enjoy it.
I tell you, that driver would lay down at the side of work. Back I'm home.
Good morning, Colonel.
Hi, Skip.
Good morning, Captain King. I've invited the chaplain to join us. Hope you don't mind. Sit down, both of you. Let me take a minute to kiss my wife. Hi.
Morgan. Morgan. Morgan.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You just drank the chaplain's lemonade.
Oh, it was good too. Thanks, Chaplain.
You're very welcome.
I'll get you another.
Now, don't put yourself out.
I made a bitch.
You got yourself quite a treasure there.
Duly noted.
I'd just like to say one thing, Morgan.
What?
It's Sunday.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was Tuesday and I was in France. You married Captain?
No, sir.
I didn't think so. Well, to the matter at hand, I'd asked Captain King over to discuss the state of the battalion, and it occurred to me, Chaplain, during your sermon, that you might benefit from sitting in.
I'm delighted to be included.
Let me start by saying your sermon was egregious.
I know
You can't talk like that to these men, they'll think you're an imbecile. We've got a huge morale problem on this base, and you talking to these men like they're champing at the bit to die for their country just misses the boat. Captain King.
Yes, Colonel.
We need to paint the chaplain a picture.
Yes, sir.
Captain King here is on the front lines with an increasingly brazen and contemptuous element disrupting this camp. He's been serving as judge advocate, field and court marshals. What's your backlog, Captain?
4 months.
Jesus, we're throwing so many men in the brig, it's starting to look like there's 2 Marine Corps.
I have no conception.
And that's what I want you to hear. I want you to understand it's bad. We built a new brig to replace the old one, now both are full.
Well, what's the cause?
2 things. First, half the men rotating back from combat are just sludge in the pipe. Am I right,
A
Captain?
lot of drug problems. Is that why don't you just send them back?
Pentagon. They want the strength levels to look right. Second thing's the new recruits. The war's gone on too long. Recruiters are bottom fishing, sending us riff-raff hooligans and worse.
Well, what about the baby boom?
They don't want to serve.
Why not?
You got me, Captain.
They might get killed.
You mean they're cowards?
Maybe, I don't know.
Careful. Cynicism is a pitfall. It excuses wrongdoing even before wrong is done.
Well, I hope you're not one of those fellas that's got a little maxim for every occasion, Padre. Anyways, the end result of what I've been describing is we got one heck of a racial problem here at Camp Lejeune. What do you got for us, Mac?
More lemonade.
How much lemonade can a man drink?
Wake up, you're the only one who's had any.
Put me in my place.
It's there who wants it.
Thank you, Mrs. Littlefield. Colonel?
I'm good.
I'll have a drop. It looks so cold, can't resist a cold drink. Captain?
No, thank you.
Have some.
Sure.
I'm sorry to hear the camp's in such an unruly state, but I enjoy a challenge. Of course you want to take action, but a disputatious man is like a knife that's fallen in the tall grass. Got to take a moment. Locate it, grab it right. Got to take that extra minute.
That fine-looking young man, your son?
Never mind that. My son's gone to Canada.
Oh.
He bolted last week.
My goodness.
Where was I?
Racial problem.
Right, would you agree?
Yes, sir.
We had a race ride before I got here. We damn near had another a few months ago. Murders too.
Murder?
Oh yeah, mostly in town, in Jacksonville. We just had an incendiary case of rape last week. A black Marine raped a white Marine right here on base.
What do you mean? Are we talking about men here?
Yes.
Well, I can't even imagine that. Literally.
Well, I'm not gonna help you. You wanna know how the fool got caught? He took the wrong pants, left his wallet. This is what you're gonna be facing, Chaplain. Criminal idiocy. So the next time you preach, I strongly suggest you aim well.
I hear you. But I think I can be of more help than that, Colonel.
How?
Seems to me I should not pander. Seems to me I should point out a path upward towards a target in the sky, a sparkling ideal.
No, you should not.
In a plan of battle, shouldn't the objective be victory?
I will provide leadership. You will provide consolation. Understood.
Yes.
Good. Any more thoughts before I move on to Captain King?
Well, what these men need to understand is life is more enjoyable when you do good things instead of bad things. Good things pile up just like bad things, except what you end up with is good. Now, what I'd like to do in my services is remind them of that.
That's your best shot.
Excuse me?
What if they don't come to your service?
Maybe you could encourage the men to attend.
I don't believe in that. Man wants church, it's his business. Doesn't want it, that's fine too.
Colonel, I believe I can invigorate these troops if they see you're behind me.
If anyone's going to be behind anybody, Chaplain White, you're going to be behind me.
The more I'm identified with the chain of command, the more moral authority you will have.
My authority is not an issue.
Well, I'd just like to observe sometimes a morale problem is really a morality.
You know, that has a nice ring to it, but I'm not sure it means much. You should probably know, Chaplain, that I don't believe in much but my wife's cooking. So, Captain King, the camp has a race problem.
Yes, sir.
What's to be done?
I don't know.
You have thoughts about it?
No, sir.
Come on, Captain, I want to know what you think. That's why I invited you over.
Why?
Because I'm going to have to intervene here. I'm trying to figure out the nature of that intervention.
I'm no expert.
All right, let's just chat. Pour me half glass of that lemonade, Chaplain.
Glad to oblige.
There is a practice among black Marines I find disturbing. Stop there, a half, I said. Have you seen this handshake the black Marines do? It's all over camp. They sort of punch each other's fists.
No.
They call it giving each other the pound, right? They're talking about black power. And they're doing this in uniform.
Now, if I may say, that is definitely not right. There is only one power, and it doesn't have a color. I've heard these black leaders talk about black power. It's seditious. There's no place for it in the armed services, and there's no place for it in the United States.
I want to hear from Captain King. I'm also hearing from my staff NCOs that black Marines are systematically cutting into mess lines, intimidating and challenging white Marines. It's explosive.
How's the lemonade?
It is spectacular, man. Anything tastes better than lemonade. So, Captain King, what do you think's going on?
I don't have thoughts on the subject.
Well, I do. Black power is wrong-headed. It's about putting up one man over another. Now, what we need is unity in purpose. As my father used to say, we need to be singing the same hymn.
Oh, I actually agree with you there. A battalion has to answer an order like one man. One man or you're all dead. There are many ways to divide troops, and all of them are bad. Let's start with small things. I'm being told that many black Marines are insisting they shave with butter knives.
Is that possible?
About enough?
Many black men have an allergic reaction to shaving with a razor blade.
Well, what do you mean? What kind of reaction?
Bumps. They get bumps on their skin, so they have to apply a chemical that loosens the facial hair, then scrape it off with the butter.
What kind of chemical?
It's a product called Magic Shaver.
Black Marines use magic shaver?
Many of them.
I use magic shaver on my legs.
Oh, never mind your legs. Let's not wander. Okay, my point is that black Marines seem to be setting themselves apart, and it's no good.
It smells awful. Magic shaver? I went back to shaving cream.
Man.
Sorry.
It does smell bad. I went back to shaving cream too.
So, even you have used this alternative method of shaving, Captain?
I get the bumps. I have black skin.
Look, I don't care what color a man's skin is myself. I don't even look to see. There are some who say Jesus Christ may have been black, or at least swarthy. What do you think of this black power, Captain?
Just words.
Oh, so you don't think there's a racial problem on base?
Oh, I know there's a racial problem, sir, but it isn't because of black power.
It isn't.
No, sir.
Then what?
It's because there isn't any black power, on base or off.
I don't care what happens off base.
And what's going on out there is the root of what's going on in here.
I won't accept that. You know, we're a world apart, Captain. Let me tell you something. I was raised in a cheap attached house in suburban Baltimore. I heard more racial filth out of my father's ignorant mouth than I could stomach to remember. I was ashamed of my own. And I joined the Corps to escape that shame and fight in clearly demarcated fights on the side of right. Be able to stand proud and support what is best. Now, I don't mind a scuffle, and I've been in some, but not with my own. I consider every Marine my brother in arms, and I stand with my brothers. And I will not allow ideas of injustice out there to justify wrong behavior in there!
More lemonade?
No thanks.
May I commend what you just said, Colonel? It is eloquent and to the point. Black power is completely unacceptable to the military.
Why?
Captain?
You know what black power's against?
Well, I'd say white people.
No! Black power's against the black man. Martin Luther King, to be exact. Martin Luther King was preaching non-violence. And some black men said, no, we want to fight for what's ours. Now, if you want to talk about a philosophy that doesn't work for the military, I would think Dr. King's non-violence is your man. At least black power condones the spirit of aggression. That's something we can work with. We are trying to make warriors here after all, aren't we?
I just don't know what you're going to say next.
Chaplain,
Yes, Colonel.
I want to thank you for dropping by.
Oh, well,
You say, Captain.
thank you, Mrs. Littlefield.
Here's your cover, Chaplain.
Nice to see you, Colonel. Captain,
Chaplain.
consider coming to services.
Very good, Chaplain. What are we talking? Have my driver take you home. Don't be afraid to wake us. Good. Good. Next week we're going to Episcopal services.
Well, you invited his companion.
Oh, my mistake. The last chaplain we had was a fine officer. He was a good sounding board. Captain, I'm sorry I let off on you.
No problem, sir.
I'm frustrated. I want to take action and I can't get a clear bite. You're a career officer, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
course you will. COs like me are probably the last thing you need, crossing over into all sorts of territory.
Sir?
Your first name is Lee, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
May I call you that on this Sunday afternoon?
Sure.
Lee, I need your help.
What do you need, sir?
I don't know. You see what's happening on base? I can't get in there and make it right. I can't even have a bowl session with an enlisted man. It's not done. Now, I need eyes and ears. If you're talking to these men because of your case line, what should I know?
Are you talking to me because I'm black?
In part.
Well, I resent that, sir.
I understand.
I also joined the Corps to escape certain things.
Did it work out that way?
Some days.
What can I do to get the hate out of the barracks?
Nothing.
I won't accept that.
It doesn't start in the barracks, and it doesn't end when you join the Corps.
You feel black Marines are treated differently?
They are treated differently.
Give me an example.
I would ask you, don't put me in this position.
Give me an example.
Housing.
What do you mean housing on base?
No. In Jacksonville. Married black Marines looking to rent a place are told there's nothing. Then white Marine couples have no problem. The black troops see that, and it causes resentment.
You know this to be true?
Yes, sir.
Give me a name.
New Beach Apartments.
New Beach Apartments. I will look into it.
I'm not asking.
I will look into it.
All right.
Did this happen to you?
No, enlisted man.
You were an enlisted man.
That was a long time ago.
Not that long. Did you encounter prejudice?
Of course.
There's no of course about it, damn it!
Yes, sir.
New Beach Apartments is turning away black Marines now.
Yes, sir.
Why wasn't I told?
I don't
well,
know.
why didn't you tell me?
Frankly, I don't want to be the ombudsman for black Marines. I don't want to be a black officer. I just want to be an officer.
And that should be possible. You know, I should only have to speak as a commander, but like it or not, there's a man in this uniform. And like it or not, it is one of your accomplishments. You're black and you hold the rank of a captain. Out of 20,000 or so officers in the Corps, how many are black? 300?
279.
Thank you. I imagine you've bitten your tongue a few times during that glass of lemonade.
At least 6.
My wife is an SMU girl.
That's
Southern Methodist University.
My point is that she is a well-educated, white-gloved girl who's fit for more than serving lemonade to the likes of us.
I'm sure.
I don't mind.
Everyone has a role to play, and none of them is a perfect fit. Meg, did you know there was housing discrimination in Jacksonville?
No, but is it surprising?
I'm surprised.
Well, why?
Captain! I want to thank you for coming over and for your frankness.
No problem, sir.
How many cases in your docket now?
6 underway, 3 or 4 coming in this week.
Well, we'll just have to pull together and get this dope-buckle battalion turned around.
Very good, sir. Mrs. Littlefield, thank you for the lemonade.
You cover, Captain.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jesus be Christ.
What is it?
What was that you talking about your legs in front of the chap?
You'll live. What do you think about him?
You rub my feet.
Why should I?
It's Sunday.
Oh, so now it's Sunday. All right. Put him up.
Man, that chaplain gives me a pain.
You humiliated him.
Ooh.
Make yourself an enemy.
So what?
You miss Flanagan.
I like Catholics are more fun. To them, religion's a blood sport.
This one's a bit bland.
I know the type. You'd like to run this camp. You know, speaking of which, I talked to General Noyes this morning. He's thinking about putting me up for Fulberg.
You're not serious.
What happened to the foot rub?
When were you going to tell me?
Well, I'm telling you.
Morgan.
It's not for a couple of months, but I'm in the promotion zone. The board meets in June. He thinks the ballot's going to go my way.
Well, isn't that great?
Yes and no. Before I get kicked upstairs to regiment, it's my responsibility to make sure this outfit comes out right racially.
Morgan.
Set a standard.
Don't.
Don't what?
Start pushing people around.
I'm not pushing, but I have to leave.
You know what your problem is? You're naturally scrappy and looking for a good, clean fight.
What's wrong with that?
There aren't any.
See, I can tangle with you.
You'd lose. Can't you just admit the Corps isn't what it was and let it go?
Well, the Corps wasn't ever what it was.
You don't have to tell me.
Something's come to a head now. There's an opportunity here.
You're not going to be the one to change the world.
Why not?
Oh, God. You just want to be good.
What kind of a crack is that?
Well, don't lose your sense of humor
I
now.
think I'm old.
You're surrounded by very young men.
Yeah, and I could still dominate and lead those men. Is it wrong I want my service to have meant something?
What about my service? When's my turn? I serve you, you serve the court. When they're done with you, they're done with me.
I want one shining, clean achievement.
Don't you have that?
No!
I'm ready to get out.
Hey, don't say that.
What's Joe's picture doing face down?
Must have fallen out.
Don't do that again.
Hey, don't you talk to me like
I'll
that.
talk to you.
Why couldn't the boys just stay in Chapel Hill?
Look, I'm with you. But he wants his life to be some big statement like somebody else out
Well,
there.
then let him make a statement, not just cut and run.
He has.
What?
He has ideas.
Good, what are they?
You don't want to know.
Yes, I do.
All right. Love, peace, and happiness.
God in heaven, shoot me where I stand.
He's young.
He is a man.
So what's yours?
What?
What's your ideal?
You?
Well, you shut me up.
Full burden, that's it.
Can't you retire?
Not yet.
I'm here. Alone. Now.
You're not alone. You're with me.
And you're busy. I halfway think you're afraid of me for Pete's sake, now that Joe's gone.
I need you to stick it out with me, baby, okay? I need you to stick with me for one more go.
What's the point?
I have to do something. I have to feel like I'm fighting for something worthy and good on the side of the angels finally.
And you think you can get that?
Yes, I do. I've had a bad taste in my mouth since Korea. You know it. It's been my struggle trying to find that true opportunity to serve.
You want to be a hero?
Why does a man put on a uniform if he doesn't?
To get girls. I could take you.
Why?
I'm looking forward to dancing with you at the club.
Where's that dance?
3 weeks.
It's because of you, man. If I wasn't thinking of your good opinion,
Don't play your military career on me, Skip. I wish you were both.
where should we live when it's over?
Oh, we're going to Colorado.
Colorado? I'll get a nice little teaching job.
We'll go hiking in the mountains. I don't want to climb every one of those mountains.
Oh, we will. That's the deal.
All right. That's the deal. Now, for the love of God, help me clean my living room.
Captain King! Captain Lee King! Well, you lit a fire under him.
Chaplain, how are you?
What did you talk about that day after I left?
You're ahead of me.
Colonel Littlefield. These last 10 days, he's a man on a mission.
He is.
Have you heard of the Civilian-Military Joint Commission?
No.
Well, he's convened it.
You know, my mind was somewhere else.
You turned him around. You want to hear my impression of that day? He was about to come down hard on the black enlisted men. But after he heard what you had to say, he's attacking on a whole other front. Gone after this apartment complex in Jacksonville, New River something.
The New Beach Apartments.
He's on their tail. Went down there, got proof of discrimination, made the place off limits to all military personnel till they get their gear squared away. Got to answer this commission now.
He proved they were
They
discriminating.
got back-to-back affidavits. Black couple turned away, white couple approved. That was bad. Like I said, you lit a fire under him. How'd you do it?
Me.
You set him going.
The colonel's his own man. I don't know anything about it.
I looked for you.
Excuse me?
At services.
I don't attend.
You live on Mace, don't you?
Yeah?
Some of the other officers go, just to be role models. Not married. Don't go to services. Well, where do you get what you need, friend?
Look, Chaplain. I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Don't want to wait till there's a fire to build a fire department. You want something in place.
I'm all right.
My first time using this gym. First-rate facility. My father used to say, take care of the body, the mind will follow. Now, he was a drunk, but his advice was always sound. He just couldn't take it himself. Sometimes we know what's right, we just haven't the strength to wield the knowledge. You were a man, huh?
Yeah.
1, 2, 2. Was it bad?
It was all right.
Well, I wish I could have gone so I could share that with you.
Thanks.
Well, I got called to the ministry early on. I got the deferment, had a congregation for a bit, but I was worried about missing the draft, didn't want to be a shirker. That's what led me to being a chaplain. I wanted to show my support.
Good for you.
Funny how things happen. Did a dramatic recitation in high school. Face on the barroom floor. It's about a man, a painter, driven mad by a woman, becomes a drunk. Paints her face on the barroom floor. Then he looks at the beautiful face he has drawn and drops down. Dead of grief! Boom! Right there, here I am, 16-year-old boy, reciting this melodramatic poem. Tears coming down my face, not a hair on my chin. Then I just started preaching. You?
Me what?
Well, how'd you find your path?
My mother signed me into the Corps.
So you volunteered?
She volunteered. I was 17.
She must be very proud.
She's dead.
I'm sorry.
What for? You didn't know her and you don't know me.
You know, there's something drab and narrow about the way you think, Captain.
Is that right?
Fatalistic. A man's whole life can be a prison. You might not know it. Doesn't see no bars to hold him, no gate to block his path, but he is trapped utterly. And filled with a longing, not in his mind. In his heart, he is a prisoner.
Well, that's okay. Prison isn't so bad.
You bet.
As a visitor?
To who?
A family member.
You don't like to show your cards, do you?
I didn't know we were playing cards.
I think we're playing 2 games of solitaire. I'm wondering why we just don't team up.
Look, Chaplain, how long you been in the Corps?
This is my first assignment.
I'm fine.
Colonel Littlefield didn't come to services this week either.
No?
It kind of cuts the ground out from under me.
Oh, you'll do all right.
I've been reading the minutes of these general courts you've been adjudicating, trying to get an understanding of what's been going on.
That's admirable.
Now, I notice you've gone from defending these men to prosecuting them.
That's correct.
Well, you're doing the right thing, putting those men in the ring.
I'm glad you think so.
Are you comfortable with it?
No.
When a man does wrong, he needs to be punished.
Not by me.
What were you raised? Baptist?
Yeah.
Well, where's your sense of sin?
My other coat, I guess.
Do you think just because you've fallen away, you've forgotten what's true? When a man does wrong and you punish him, you're doing him a service.
Chaplain, I do the work I'm ordered to do.
Oh, you'd like to think so. But I see through you. You've got the reluctant force of morality in you.
You don't know me. Look. I'm gonna hit the shower.
I will find my use in the 6th Marines.
I have no
I'm not here to pretty up the place, so if you need advice about anything, if you need to talk to somebody outside the chain of command,
I'm fine.
what's said to me in confidence is strictly privilege.
I'm fine.
Consider coming to services.
Have a nice
Life is melodramatic, Captain. That's been my experience. Like it or not, good and evil, and a constant struggle to prevail. And guess what? Good wins. Every time.
I'll wait for the movie.
I'll wait for the movie. Oh, that's good. Say, boys, pour me another whiskey, and I'll be glad. And I'll draw for you a picture of the face that drove me mad. Give me that chalk with which you draw the baseball score, and you shall see the lovely Madeline upon the barroom floor.
Meg.
Bored.
You usually like these things.
We usually dance.
No, I stepped on a nail.
A week ago.
It hit the bone.
You're walking.
Not in a forgiving frame of mind now.
What's with you?
The host is there. I have to talk to everybody, or at least half of everyone. That means I have to walk around, but I can tell you, I'd rather be sitting down. What's the matter?
I'm at a table, alone.
Well, get up and circulate.
So you're not sitting down?
General Noise just came in. There's a few things we have to talk about.
Come on. Go talk to General Noise. Take your time.
Good evening, ma'am.
Who's the other drink for?
Me.
In that case, take a seat a minute, Captain. I am marooned here.
I'd be delighted. What are you reading?
On Aggression, Conrad Lorenz. Have you read it?
No.
I'm putting it away.
Oh, no. Go on with your reading. I'm in trouble.
I was just trying to appear to have an activity, please.
On Aggression. Who's he talking about?
Animals, humans, animals. Why we kill each other?
What?
My opinion? He doesn't know. I'm gonna change the subject. Don't you love the name of this place? Paradise Point Officers Club. Sounds like a what?
Tender as the night.
So you do read.
Yes.
I didn't mean for that to be pejorative.
That's okay. Actually, I don't read many novels.
Neither do I. I like idea books. Books that put forward a theory.
Why?
Because men love their theories and do things to the world to prove their ideas are correct. So I figure if I read enough of these books, I'll understand men.
Well, why would you want to?
There's so many of them around.
I think you're going to have to read a lot.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. Most men are just emotion.
I thought that was women.
When women get upset, they cry. When men get upset, they see international threat.
Pretty sure.
You can watch a game better from the bench. So what do you read?
History mostly.
Oh, I need something more up to date. What do you get from history?
I don't know. My progress doesn't need me. It'll happen anyway. The past runs out of steam and things change. History doesn't need anybody. I like that.
Well, what if something comes up and you're needed?
Well, I guess I wouldn't like that. The Colonel's limping a little.
Stepped on a nail. It's your fault. He went down to those apartments you told him about.
The beach.
Disguised as a civilian. Or at least a man of no particular rank. And in the course of sleuthing out racial wrongdoing, he stepped on a nail. Came home with one sock and a limb.
You have to give it to him. He got something done.
Why is that so important again?
Oh, some men need to do deeds.
You?
Would you like one of these before the ice melts? Rum and coke.
Sure, thanks.
Got a taste for them in Cuba.
You were stationed in Guantanamo.
For a year.
Was it boring?
I never thought about that.
Why not?
No, it wasn't boring.
Well, what did you do?
Paperwork, mostly.
And it wasn't boring.
Nope.
Do you think there's some monumental life out there you should be living?
No.
Neither do I. But what if we're wrong, Captain?
I don't think big ideas are that important.
Well, then what keeps you going?
I don't know.
Love?
No, certainly not. I don't believe in invisible things.
I'm invisible?
So why do you think we kill each other?
Lust.
I think I'm gonna stretch my legs. If you'll excuse me, ma'am.
Of course.
Oh, where are you heading, Captain? Has Meg been entertaining?
I don't think so.
Let me see if I can give you a goose. I just spoke to General Noise, and he has approved my appointment of you as my XO.
What?
Effective damn near immediately.
Sir.
Hence the champagne. Executive Officer, second in command of 1st Battalion, 6th Marines.
Well, congratulations, Captain.
You can't be serious, sir. I can't believe it.
Well, don't blame you. You just jumped over 3 other captains. And there's a promotion percolating there, too. You're in line to make major. Pretty outrageously young major. History, too, maybe.
Good for you.
I wasn't dead certain until I had one more conversation with Norris, but I had it, and you're in.
Why?
Well, because you're the right man for the post. You've done exemplary work as judge advocate. You meritoriously commanded troops in combat. Your record as an officer is outstanding in every way.
More than the other 3 captains.
There are many factors at play in my decision.
What did you mean I'm in a position to make history?
You got a shot down the road now, given this commanding of a battalion?
No black man's ever commanded a
That is correct.
So I was chosen over these other men because of my color.
You were chosen because I chose you. You!
I'm gonna go powder my nose. If you'll excuse me. Congratulations, Captain.
I'm uncomfortable, sir.
Why?
It's obvious.
We have a morale problem among our black Marines. I'm taking the steps necessary to address that. I believe that this will help.
I don't want to be used.
Well, you will be used in a goddamn way best benefits the Corps. I don't get a little life of self-interest, neither do you. That's what service is about.
I don't want the attention.
Captain!
I don't want to have my identity asserted in an individual way. It's unmilitary, sir.
Listen, Lee. In the armed services, you either go forward or you fall out. You either make rank or you make for the door. Now, which is it gonna be?
Of course, I'll accept the post if you insist.
I did. Good man. You'll do this thing. Accept this post because you're not just yourself. You're many men. You represent change. Same as combat. One man takes the heat. This time it's you.
Very good, sir. I think I'll say good night.
Good man.
You look so dissatisfied.
I'm just determined.
Do you have a new XO?
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
What?
That captain, he just wants to slip away.
What do you want?
You.
What kind of thing is that to say?
What are you doing this for exactly? Oh, the captain? He wishes you'd lay off. Who's the big show for? Joe?
No!
Show your son you're part of the noble new thing.
Listen, I don't have to do a damn thing to be who I've been for 20 years to set my son an example. And what good it do? He's a draft dodger.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
My son,
Our
he
son.
ran out in the goddamn draft!
That's courage.
Courage. Holding a position against hostile fire takes courage. Going to Toronto takes an afternoon in a van.
He doesn't believe in the Lord.
He has a duty to report for service.
Well, when did he agree to that?
The day he was born on American soil.
I was there the day he was born. He didn't say anything. Look, he doesn't get it.
What?
He thinks this war is crazy.
Do you think I knew what I was doing when I went to Korea? Nobody did, but I went.
That's not much of an argument.
No, I'm not a philosopher.
Maybe you should be, a little bit.
Whose side are you on?
A man should know why he fights.
Him doing this, it's against me.
Maybe.
Canada.
I'll get his address. You'll write him a letter.
Is that an order?
A good letter.
All right.
Good man.
I wish I was better.
Good enough.
Maybe I have been drifting a bit, huh?
I miss it when I can't find the diamond in your eye.
I'm here, okay? I'm here now.
All right.
Come on, let's go dance one. We'll go home.
All right.
Gonna find her. Gonna find her. Well, I've been searching. I've been searching. Oh yeah, I've been searching everywhere.
PFC Evan Davis reporting for duty, sir.
State your business, Marine.
Sir, I'm requesting transfer to Westpac FMF Ground Forces, sir.
Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
The chaplain sent you over, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I can tell you we're out of Vietnam basically private.
I know a man over at Cherry Point got orders last week, sir.
Cherry Point's the airway. They still need some tech types over in Da Nang, but you're in the infantry private. Nobody from infantry's going now.
I'm requesting I go.
Even if there was a village, I have no reason to single you out for special consideration, Davis. You had an unauthorized absence 3 days last week.
I had a problem.
You still do. That's on your record now. How can I push for your reassignment? There's no justification. You are not recommendable.
The chaplain said I should talk to you.
Well, that's another thing. You jumped the chain of command. You should have gone to your company commander.
The chaplain said you.
Well, he was in error. You should have first gone to your company commander.
The chaplain said you.
Well, we've talked. And there's nothing going to come of it. Request denied. Return to your company.
The chaplain said if you refuse me, I can request a mass to see the colonel, sir.
That's your right. Every Marine has the right to request mass up the chain of command. But I can tell you your request will be denied, and the colonel will not take it well that you wasted his time. Are you requesting mass to the colonel?
I'd rather work it out with you, sir.
But we're done. It's a dead end.
I gotta get that transfer.
Why?
I'd rather not say.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Davis. You're not giving me much to work with.
Please help me.
I don't see how I can.
All right. All right. I would like to request mass to see the colonel, sir.
He's not going to like it.
No, sir.
It says here you're married.
Yes, sir.
You a brown bagger? Is she with you?
In Jacksonville, yes, sir.
Well, why don't you talk this over with her?
Sir, we've had that conversation, sir! I'm requesting mass to see the colonel, sir!
Take it easy, Davis.
No, I don't want to sit down. I can't sit down. Don't make me talk to him. Just give me orders and send me to him. I gotta get away.
Slow down.
I can't sing along here, sir. I'm in hell. She was everything to me. She was my little girl. Now she's... Now I'll never be the same. Now I can't even look at her. I just want to go.
Now you need to settle down and tell me what you're talking about.
He was in civvies. He stepped on a nail. Karen brought him up and made him take off his shoe. She soaked his foot.
Who is this?
Colonel Littlefield. He laid my wife.